Here is a brief overview of your ClinCheck design. This is how your teeth present. And you can see the little spaces between the teeth. And if you remove the upper jaw for a moment, you can see the crowding on the lower. And the occlusal view shows us the most. This is what we call the occlusal view. The objective is to use a little IPR to line up, to create the space to allow the teeth to line up. And that's how the bottom teeth will manipulate. Okay, let's look at the top teeth. Okay, let's bring this back to its original position. Let's bring the uppers back into the arch, and let's slide this up. And this is called the occlusal view, and it shows us all the little spaces that can't hide from the front view. Okay, so retraction is the key to the correction. And there's another movement that's called intrusion that you can see from the frontal or the sagittal plane. And this is retraction. It's tipping the front teeth inward.
That's so crazy.
And sliding it slightly upwards. Okay, so what's the net effect of all of this? Taking the two front teeth, which are relatively pronounced in the early phase, reducing the protrusion in those teeth, reangulating and closing the space. So let's look at it from a 3/4 view now. Let's go all the way to the beginning again.
I'm glad you're doing this because I couldn't say it better myself.
Okay. This is the 3/4 view. Okay. So a lot of people will complain about the space between the upper and lower.
Yeah.
Right there. And they'll feel like the upper teeth are jutting out too much, and this is how that area will improve.
I can't wait.
Okay, so it's the end of the blue line that we're targeting. Now there's one thing that I'm going to build into this, or one thing that I don't want to correct, and that is the lower midline. Okay, let's take a look at the lower midline versus the upper midline, and you'll note that there's like a millimeter difference between the top and the bottom. And why is it that I don't want to go ahead and make that exactly dead on with the center? Is because this is the lower midline, and to correct the lower midline by artificially creating more space on one side, in my opinion, is too aggressive. So I want to retain a little bit of that midline issue, just so I can say we stayed conservative. And
oh, it's not even an issue.
Do you see the difference? Okay,
yeah.
So usually that's something that the lower midline is something that people don't even mention.
Right.
But I know we're getting improvement already, but I don't want to chase it, because chasing it means cutting, and cutting means not conservative.
Nope,
yes. Nope. Okay,
I'm
so
not a fan.
that'll be your slight minor issue.
Imperfection.
at the
I can
end.
have an imperfection. I'm fine
That'll
with
be
that.
it. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.